Stop recording. Salvete, fratres et sorores. Hello, everyone. This is Mohammed again with another Latin lesson. And I'm thinking that this one is now going to be as long as the first one was because it was more of an introduction, so it had to be a bit longer. And sorry if I start coughing randomly. I'm kind of sick at the moment, but still, I can do this thing, so I guess why not? For the sake of it, it's an interesting language and it deserves efforts to keep such thing alive. Today's thing that we're going to discuss is one of the most important parts of the language, and it is the verb conjugations and how they actually work. So, as we all know, Latin is one of the languages that changes verb endings depending on the subject, which means the thing that's doing the verb. So, it's one of the European languages mostly do that. So basically what happens is you can drop the subject and in most cases and replace it with the verb on its own. So instead of saying I have something, like if you want to say I have brothers, ego fratres habeo, you don't need to put ego in there, and you can just put the verb, and it will just still function as, I have something. So that's one example. Yes. Well, if you compare this to English, you cannot do that in English. So you cannot say, have a car, if you want to say, I have a car. It just doesn't work like that. But Latin, and many other languages like Greek, Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, I think French, Romanian, German, Dutch. Most of the European languages kind of have that feature. No, Esperanto doesn't. And it's a constructed language. So the thing that we're gonna be focusing on is the endings and how each verb is conjugated. So we have 3 different conjugations. Basically, how do I explain these? Each of them has a certain ending in the verb root, and then certain things are put to connect the verb with its ending. So the first conjugation is verbs that have the vowel a in the end of their roots. For example, if you say habitare, which is to live, which we learned in the first lesson. In this case, when the verb has an a in the end of its root or stem, what you do is you just put the suffix that comes at the end, and we're gonna look at these when we explain the whole thing. So you have habitare, and then it becomes habitat. For example, if you want to say he or she lives. And then basically it just changes whatever the suffix is. It changes only depending on the subject, as I mentioned earlier. So I'm going to, after I'm done explaining, sorry about that. I'm going to give you, I think, 3 verbs for each of these conjugations just to get an idea of how it works. The second type of verbs is the
notification from Windows security potentially unwanted
ones that have e or e, well, the sound e or the vowel e in their roots or stems, and these work kind of the same way, but the vowel is a bit changed. So you don't have the e, you have the e instead. So the verb habere, which is to have, is one of these. So you say habeo, habet, habes, and so on and so on. And the third one is the vowels that don't have a vowel in their stem or root, and these have their own kind of way of doing things. but you usually add er
Speak. Stop recording.
to make
Stop.
up the infinitive form, I believe, and it adds there's an extra I that's added to the verb to connect it with the others, and so that's how it works. There's also a fourth. There's also a fourth conjugation, which, to be honest, I myself find a bit tricky because it looks similar to another one, which is the one I mentioned now, where verbs would end with the e vowel or the I vowel, as I would say, the letter I or the sound e, like dormire, like to sleep. Uh, this one is going to be a thing of its own because you will have to differentiate between that one and the third conjugation that I mentioned, which are the vowels that don't really have the verbs that don't have vowels in their ends. So now the more important thing is how do these things change? Now I mentioned in the first lesson, if anyone remembers, the conjugations of the verb to be. I think. Does anyone still remember these?
I do.
Charizard and
I don't.
so you can go ahead and probably let's see if your memory is good. So
Cuides.
go ahead and no.
No,
I mean no. I mean the conjugations like ego sum and all of these.
Oh,
Like what
is that
each
to
pronoun
be?
takes. Do you still remember
ego
these?
sum
Yeah, like
tu est. Wait.
no, it's
S.
S. To
S.
S. Yes.
Ili
Mhm.
just wait, no.
Ili sunt.
Yes.
Ili sunt
No, Ili is they.
No, ili sunt.
Ili sunt.
and then Eli. No, wait.
Eli also Eli sunt. Yes.
Wait, but what is the word? What is the thing for him? He
Ile
is.
and Ila. Ile and Ila. And
Ile. Ile. Isn't it Iles?
Yeah. Est.
Iles and Elist. And then
And you have two more.
Nos.
Or sorry, three. No,
Nos.
two more.
Su.
Yeah, nos.
Wait, it is su, but I don't know. I can't remember.
Sumus.
Sumus. Sumus.
And then
Uh huh.
vos. Wait,
Vos.
was. I don't
Estis.
really remember. Was
Estis.
estis, and then we did
That's
Eli
it.
and Eli.
So it's again. Ego sunt, tu es, illa est, ille est, illi sunt, illae sunt, vos estis, nos sumus.
And
So there are
yeah.
6 of these. Sorry. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell you how each one of the conjugations functions and what it takes in the endings, and then I will give you random verbs, and I want to see if you can apply the thing to these
Wait,
certain
what do you
ones.
mean?
So I will explain to you how to conjugate. So you know how we said like habito, habitas, habitat, habitar, like habitant, habitamus,
Habitant,
like all of
yeah.
these. So I will tell you what each subject takes for each conjugation. So the first one, the verbs with the vowel a in their end. Usually, when you say ego, or when you or I, or the pronoun I or ego is the subject, the a gets dropped and replaced by o. So ego habito, and that's just an example. I'll just use one example. So it's like ego habito, which means I live. And for if the subject is tu, these verbs take an s in the end, and so the a does not get dropped. So it only drops when you're adding it to a subject that is ego. But other than that, the habita is still the same. So it's it until the a, and then you put the s. So habitas, tu habitas, and he and she, ila and ile, or sometimes is and ea, but these are other forms that we will discuss later. They take a t in the end of the verbs that have a in the
Sorry.
end. So habitat, you would say ile habitat or something
Illa
of this kind.
habitat.
Yes, right. Um, was would take dis in the end, so dis in the end. Keeping this again, keeping the verb the same. The only one that changes the verb and gets rid of the vowel in the end is ego. So you don't have to worry about changing anything with the others.
Wait, is
So-
it like habitatis
Yes,
for was?
Yeah.
you seem to. Yes, was habitatis.
And,
And then
yeah,
you
just,
have-
just real quick. Wait, I'm sorry.
Mm-mm.
Uh, this Pier Paolo is the one that was watching the Ladraki interview from my channel viewers.
And he's the person
Hi,
who
everyone.
probably will understand Latin the most because he's native speaker of Italian, which is really close to Latin. So I think
Yeah, I
his
did
knowledge
also
of-
the liceo scientifico in Italy. So I know a little bit of Latin. Yeah.
And the fact that you speak Italian makes you a bit more able to understand Latin more than the others. So that's a bit of an advantage you have. So congratulations on that.
Yep.
Yeah,
Where
I
was
can
I?
help with.
You were
Oh,
talking
no.
about like
Yeah.
ego habito. You left
Yeah,
there.
but what pronoun did I do? Ego.
So like
Ego
you were
habitus,
you were talking about
habitus,
was like
ille habitat.
was habitatis.
Was habitatis, yes.
And then
And then you have there's two more, illi and
Eli.
illi and illi. They or sometimes e and there's another form which I can't remember right now off the top of my head.
But this is-
Basically these take n and t in the end. So habitant.
Habitant.
Yep.
illi
And then-
habitant.
Right.
Nos
And then
habitamos.
nos habitamus, correct. So nos takes mus in the end. So kind of try to, here's a good way to do it with all the conjugations, but you just need to know how to add these. I'll tell you a good way. Try to connect the pronoun that takes them with the ending. So ego ends with o, and so you put an o in the end of the vowel. Whether it be whatever the conjugation is, but the vowels are a bit tricky. We will get into these. Well, that doesn't end in s really, but the verb to be, like s, to s. So you kind of measure it with that. So habitas, and so on, with the other verbs that follow even other conjugation, agis, habitas, legis, and so on and so on. So you get the idea, and then you have sorry about that. Illa and ille, which take a t because of est. So again, you can compare it
Est.
to the to be form of the verb to be that corresponds to the
That's
pronoun
like
you're
that's
dealing
like
with.
Romanian jest. Like
Well,
ja
it's, yeah,
jest.
it's
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
that
Yes.
comes from that comes from Latin. So sorry about that. My Android.
It's okay.
Yeah, so that is actually of Latin origin, of course, because Romanian is Romance language
Yeah.
after all. Okay, so the T, we said the T in the end. Okay, and then nos ends with os, so the suffix it takes ends with us. So or mus is actually it's mus. So habitamus,
Habitamus.
agimus,
Agim. Yeah.
and so on. And then you have Ilai and Illi, sorry, which are also the NT thing with sunt, so you can put that in all verbs. So habitant, agiunt, which is a bit tricky. It's not the same conjugation. So that was the first one. You basically take the verb and put the suffix in the end. So habitas, habitat, habitant, habitamus, with the exception of, as well as habitatis, with the exception of habito, which drops the a because of the o replacing it. Then we go on to the second
Second
conjugation.
Yes, conjugation.
Yep. which is where the vowel would end in the vowel, the verb would end in the vowel or e in English, like habere, for example. And I'm not talking about the re thing. It's like habe is the more the root of the verb. In this case, it stays the same and it takes the same suffixes we discussed before. Ego habeo, tu habes, illa habet, ille habet, illi and illi haben't, I believe. And
Yeah.
yes, and nos habemus, vos
Vos
habetis.
habetis.
So yes, the verb does not
Was
change at all
habetis.
here.
Uh-huh.
And we're gonna be taking, I think, two or one more verb for this one when we're done, just to try to see if you guys can, got the whole thing. All right, next one works a bit similar, but these two ones are a bit similar to each other and tricky. So the first one I'm gonna get into here, in the same order, the ones with no vowels in their stems in the end. So I'm gonna take the verb to do, which it's agere, right? But this also ends with an ere, but it's actually not. It's ag, is the stem of the verb. So ag, basically this you say ago again, ego ago. So you don't put anything, and the rest of the conjugations add an I, which is a helper of some kind, because you cannot say like tu ags, illa agt. It just looks heavy. Like if you want to say like we do this, or we do this, you cannot say nos hank agmus, or they are doing. You say
Isn't it
illa
agimus?
agnt. Yes, but you cannot say agnt if you really want to keep them. So you add that eu or e in some cases. So it's ego and ago, which is to do, or I do, sorry. And then you have agis, tu agis, illa and ille agit. So the t again. Vos agitis, nos agimus, and illa and ille illa and illi agiunt. Yeah. Some
Yep.
some of the, actually it's a bit confusing even for me, because I'm not sure if agi agere actually follows that conjugation, because it's a bit of a controversial thing, because some people consider the verb to do to follow the other conjugations that we mentioned, which has the I thing in the end. So I'm not sure really, because there are the other things, right? Like the other verbs don't add like iunt in the end. So I don't know if we should consider this part of the third or fourth conjugation, because it's really confusing. Now, just because this verb is a bit strange, we're gonna take the verb to sleep, which is a bit similar, but in this case the verb ends with an e. So dormire is to sleep. Like if you want to say like this, like sleeping or something similar to that, it's with an I. It ends with an I, like dormire, dormi, and so on. So the way you do this, it stays the same. Again, dormio, dormis, dormit, dormimus, dormiunt, and dormitis. So it takes the suffixes again, and it stays this the same way. And the other conjugation that we're gonna look at, which is the last thing, is the vowels that okay, so what did we look at? We looked at the first, hold on, a, e. No, I think we got four of them, all the four of them covered, right? So
Yeah.
another one is the vowels that don't have vowels in the end, like I think ago is considered one. Also legere is to read. You can also
Leggere.
say in this one you say ego lego tu legis, vos legitis, illa and ille legit. Oh god, I forgot. Yeah, vos legit, nos legimus and illi and illi legunt. So you don't add an I there. You just say legunt. So that's how it works. That's how this one works. So I think I got all 4 of them. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna say the infinitive form of a verb, and I want to see who's the first one who can apply the letters or the suffixes that come to an end of the verb to the thing. So the first thing we're gonna try on is sacrificare, which is the verb to sacrifice. So who knows what conjugation this follows? Or how does it work? Like just go ahead and apply it to like every pronoun, like ego, tu, illa, ille, illi, illi, nos, vos. I don't know if anyone can do that.
Maybe it's
depending on
ego
what I experience.
sacrifico. Wait, no.
Yes, you got the first one.
Tu do I do all like ego tu things?
Yeah, all the Well, you don't need to say the pronouns if you know the verb on its own. You can just say it like sacrifico and so on. Like
Sacrifico, then it's sacrificis. Wait, no.
no,
To S.
it's not the verb to be.
Wait, it's not the word.
It's
be.
sacrificare. It's the same verb. You're using the same verb.
Can
So you
I,
said
No.
can I,
ego sacrifico.
To sacrific.
no, one moment.
Okay. It's easy. So we said ego habito tu habitas and so
Oh,
on.
sacrificas.
So I give you a... Okay, and so you got sacrifico,
illa or
sacrificas.
ille first. Sacrific. Wait, I know. Hold on. It's. Why do I forget things so quickly?
You can write things down on like a document or something if you wish. It's better for you. But
yeah.
then people will hear your screen reader and
Yeah.
anyway.
So,
I should record these in anyway.
but can I do
So
nos? Because like I have to.
yeah, you can do whatever you know.
So nos
Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't.
Sacrificumus.
No.
No,
Sacrificamos.
Sacrificamos. Oh yeah, because are.
Yeah,
Are?
sacrificare. Wait, Pierpaolo, do
Yeah.
you know all of them? Like all the conjugations it has?
yeah.
Like, all right, you can go ahead and maybe Charizard will remember things when you do that. When you tell
Yeah.
them to us, I guess.
I must conjugate, or
Yeah.
not?
So you have to conjugate the verb to every pronoun. So like all the kinds. Like you know how we said like you know with the other
Okay,
verb like
ego sacrifico, tu sacrificas, illa sacrificat, nos sacrificamos, vos sacrificatis, illis illae sacrificant.
rectissime. That's correct.
Yep.
That's
Oh,
absolutely
got
correct.
it. Okay.
That's
So it's
Alright.
sacrificat
mhm.
for illi.
Sacrifico, sacrifica, sacrificat, sacrificant, sacrificamos, sacrificatis. Yep. That was too quick. Anyway, another one. Studere.
Should I let someone else go?
Yes.
Should
I mean,
let
you can go
someone-
if you know them.
So studere So that's the conjugation with ere.
Well, that's the stem is stude.
So that's ego studeo,
Right.
Yeah.
tu
Yes.
studeas,
No, no. There's no a. There's no a.
studes.
Studes.
Tu studes.
Students.
And then ille,
Studes.
illa studet,
Recte.
Right?
Yes.
nos studemus,
Recte. Mhm.
Right.
vos studetis,
Aha.
and
And
illi
illi,
and
illa.
illa stude. Wait.
Yes,
Student.
I think you know it. Rectissime.
Yeah,
That's
student.
correct. You got it.
Student.
You got it. It's the same spelling.
Student.
Yeah.
It's the same spelling.
Yeah. Anyways.
Alright, now hey, it's the verb of our group's name. Discere.
Discere. I'm not gonna go
So
again.
the stem is disc.
This.
Because I know, I think, hold on, let me see something. Oh, Gijs didn't see the whole conjugation thing, but he's here.
Well, he can see the recording. So
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
discere. I'm not gonna go again. Should I let Pier Paolo go or someone?
the two of you can do them like. Well, it doesn't matter
Yeah.
who does it, but. Alright.
Okay.
So who else is willing? You can.
I can do.
Yeah, sure.
Ego disco.
No, the stem is disc. Disc.
Disco.
So it's
Ah.
not doesn't.
Disco.
Says
disco,
ego disco. Mhm.
Disco.
Two discs.
Uh huh.
Illa discit.
Mhm.
Nos discimus.
Right.
Discimus.
Discimus, sorry. Was discitis.
Mhm.
Illa discium. Discium.
Discount.
Discium.
Yeah, because it doesn't take the
Yeah,
I, but
but it's like
You got
we're
it.
still learning the language, so I mean we can
yes.
make
So
mistakes.
we're gonna like do different ones until we can
1747.
you guys can get used to doing this quickly. So
Yeah,
going
sorry,
back
I'm
to
just checking the time.
LeBron is logged in.
mhm. Going back to a conjugation we had before. Let's try the verb to save. Let's try the verb to save. Servare.
Can I go again?
Mhm.
Yeah, you can try.
So
I will correct if you.
ego servo
See?
to hold on.
LeBron is logged out.
Servos. No. Wait, no.
Servas.
Servas.
Mhm.
Right?
And then
Okay.
illa servat, I think.
Yes.
And then nos servamus,
Mhm.
vos servatis, and then illi and illa servant.
Servant.
Right!
Recte.
Yay!
Recte. You got it. Nice.
Rekbe. No, I'm sorry.
Recte. All right. How about let me look up some word verbs. How about scribere?
To write.
Libre. Right,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yep.
This could be confusing. This one is a bit confusing.
I mean, it's not for me because I know. Can I just do the first one and then I can let Pierpaolo do the other ones?
Okay.
So I think
Yeah.
the
Okay.
first one is, it's either ego scribe or ego scribo.
Scribo.
Scribo, scribo.
I go scribo.
Scribo, scribis,
Yes.
scribit,
Mm-hmm.
scribimus,
Yes.
scribitis, scribunt.
Scribunt. Yeah.
Rectissime.
Rectissime. Oh, nice. You got the hang of it.
17.
Oh, it's 550.
17.
It is. So I'm gonna take 3 more verbs, I think, and we're gonna wrap this up.
Okay.
Let me just drink.
Um,
You can go on with your verbs.
Let me see. Let me see if I can find some verbs, some tricky ones. Ooh.
I have a question before. I have a question
Yes,
before you
go
give
ahead.
the word. The verb. Is preparare a verb in Latin?
Like to prepare
Yeah.
something. I'm not sure because I've never seen it. I know it. To prepare would be parare.
Oh,
So it's
parare.
parare.
Oh,
Oh, well, let's do that one.
Parare, yeah.
It's to prepare, like to prepare.
I guess you know what like since I was going first and then Pierpaolo wasn't. Can we just keep this up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's ego paro.
Para.
Parao.
Yeah.
No, it's paro.
Yeah, it's paro.
Para in
Paro.
Croatian means steam. Anyway,
Ego paro.
then
Paro.
two paras.
Yes, but pay attention to your R's, please. It's only a ra.
Two
So if you say
paras.
paras, it could.
Oh, oops.
Yes, there you go.
Paras.
Para. Two paras. Then illa parat. Parrot. What the hell? Then it's nos paramus.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Os paratis. And illi and illae parant.
Yeah.
Some of the things are like remind me of English words like parent and parent. What the frick? Anyways.
Yeah. Alright.
Nice.
Oh, Diddy is here too, but she's not
Okay.
speaking again.
I mean, it's okay.
Let's
She
see.
can
I'm gonna
send a message. She can do whatever
see.
she
I'm gonna get 2
1752.
more verbs.
wants. Verbs.
Delinquere.
What the?
All right. How about videre?
Widere. Okay, widere.
We did it.
Can I try?
Yeah, you can.
Yes.
Video.
Guido. No, it's
Mhm.
no. I mean,
Video.
it's
Video.
Guido.
Video.
Yes, it
Video.
is correct. Yeah, it actually is the same
Uh,
spelling again.
Guido.
Oh my god.
What's up?
It's a video.
Widis. Or wides.
Vides. Mhm.
Wides. Widet. Widerus. Widetis.
Right?
Wident.
Correcte, bellissime.
Correct.
That was good. That was good. Alright, the last one. I'm gonna say audire.
Okay. For this one, we should all do one conjugation. Oh no.
Alright, so we're 2 people. I mean 3 people. So each of us does 2, including me.
So let's do alphabetical order. Or
Alright, so
so
it's
Dane and then
Pierpaolo.
your- what?
No, Diddy, can you also did you get the no? Gaith is first, but he didn't see it. No, it's you. It's No, it's Pier Paolo, and then you, and then Didi if she
Channel message
can,
from
and
talk.
then
I'm
me.
answering, but I got the thing.
Ah, she can't talk. So it's just you. You do two No, Pier Paolo does two conjugations. You do two conjugations, and
And
then I'll
Benedict
do the
does.
two last.
Wait,
No.
no. Oh,
I will.
oh, but you will, Legolas. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So first Pier Paolo, two conjugations of
Yeah, and the verb is audire.
audire.
Mm-hmm.
Audio is to listen.
Yeah, to hear.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because
Channel message
audio.
from sounds like audio.
Here.
Yeah, it is.
I
Channel message
said
from
that. Okay, Pier Paolo, go on.
Actually,
How
Channel message from actually vivid.
this?
no, the first one is
Audis.
ego. No, the first one
No,
is
ego. I.
the first one is ego.
Ego out.
Audio.
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 Channel message
Yeah.
from ooh.
And the other one, the second one.
Two Audis.
Okay,
Right,
then
Charizard.
me. Il.
Illa and illa are one conjugation.
Yeah. Oh, I can just say like audio, audis.
And then?
Audit, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then audimus, and then go
Right. And then it's auditis and
Auditis.
audiunt.
Yep.
Alright.
Right. Yay.
Yay, we got it.
How would I say I listen to audio?
Oops.
Oh no.
Channel message from Edwin.
You would say the word first sound.
Channel message from
So you would say, I hear a sound. So you'd say, ego sonum audio. So I hear a sound.
Sonar.
Stop.
Oh, that's where the word sonar came from. Sonar.
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 Like from like sonu, sonar.
Yeah.
Sonar, yeah. I think so.
And now
But
it's on to the phrase of Waleto.
Channel message from this is interesting.
What the frick?
Channel message from
It's on to the phrase
actually,
of.
I'm so.
Channel message from wish I could talk.
Darn.
Channel message
Didi,
from
seriously, why does it always happen that you cannot speak in Latin lessons?
Yeah, I don't get it. Maybe she can talk, but she doesn't want to.
No, she can't.
Channel message from no.
Oh, she can't.
Channel message from I am.
Well, is it because of noise or something?
Or is it because people
This
say,
on different is logged in. This on different join channel root. Channel message from I'm doing assignments.
Oh, she gave it the fairy. Yeah, but you're just typing. So you're not.
Who is a second?
okay, so let's go on to the walete phrase.
Channel message
What
from
do
I'm
you go
multitasking.
into the wallet?
Stop.
I mean the part
I
where we
see.
all say goodbye. Like the video and
Yeah. I'm
subscribe.
sure we're gonna end it. So, everyone on the group, if you have any questions,
You can.
First of
type
all,
for-
before we
This on
wrap
different
this
channel.
up,
This on different is logged out.
first of all, before we end this, does anyone have questions here now, including you, Didi?
Yeah.
If you have anything to ask about before
Yeah.
we end this.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Legras, we are in your.
We're in your debts. What the frick? No wait. Hold on.
Channel message from ooh wow. Channel message from Charizard.
We
What?
can answer
Sorry.
your answer.
Yeah.
Your question.
Channel.
Actually,
Channel.
Okay?
yeah.
Alright,
Sorry,
sorry
about
about
that.
that. All right. So does anyone have anything to ask before we end this?
Nope.
Take your time to think.
Channel message
Actually,
from you guys are making me laugh so badly.
I don't have. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But I personally don't have any questions.
Questiones.
Channel message from same dear sir.
Quests.
Channel message from one. Channel message from
Okay, do you understand all? Everyone?
Yeah.
Alright, so, yeah.
And can I do my outro for people on my channel? So, as I say, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the... How do you say bell
I
in
dare you
Latin?
to say that in Latin.
The ring.
How do you say
The
bell
ring,
in
the-
Latin? No, bell. No bell?
A bell in Latin?
Yeah, a bell.
I'm not sure. I don't know the word, to be honest. Wait, let
Zwono.
me actually see. No, that's Zwono. I know it's, I can remember it.
Edge lighting.
Edge
No, it's not edge
bulb.
lighting. Shut up.
It's gonna
Oh,
make the recording more interesting.
channel message from Ooh.
It doesn't. That's so
Channel message from
weird.
started.
It doesn't seem to be known. It's I don't know. I don't know what the word for bell is. It just doesn't work. I just don't know it. And I can't seem to find it.
Like the weed deal.
Like the Weedale.
And subscribe to the channel.
I think it's not video in Latin.
I
Channel
know.
message from
It- it-
answering English now as in now.
it's actually-
Stop.
Well, it is
Channel
Weedale,
message
so
from one.
it's a modern
Ha
one.
ha ha ha.
I'm not sure if you could say Weedeum
Weedeum?
for video, but I'm not sure about
Weird.
that.
No, I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay, let's just
subscribe to
end
the-
this.
Bell is, I found the bell is ice iris.
Iris?
Ice iris. It's,
Ice Iris? What the?
Is that one word? Oh, let me see. Wait, this is interesting. Because, you know, guys, to everyone who's, like, listening to this, I'm not, like, the most expert Latin speaker over here.
Can I just end it the normal way, dude? Really? For real now.
Let me actually see what is the Latin word for
Dude,
bell.
I've asked you something.
Oh, it's not. It's yeah, I found it on this dictionary. Oh my god, what the?
Douglas, do you have a dictionary? Latin dictionary?
No,
Yeah.
we searched on the web. I mean,
No, I have a Latin dictionary.
Stop recording. Checkbox checked.
oh,
Edge lighting.
stop it, bro.
Stop it.
No, Legolas, seriously, I want to end this the normal way. You don't need to, like, we don't need to waste people's time while you find the word for a bell. I mean, what the hell?
It's tin. Oh my god. Stop it. It's tintinabulum.
Tintinabulum?
Sorry.
Tintinabulum? Tintinabulum?
Tintinabulum.
Channel message from channel message from Tintinabulum.
Tintinabulum. Turn on the tintinabulum.
Channel message
No.
from Ooh.
No, it's
Tintinabulum.
Channel message from
Beh. Okay, guys,
turn on
really.
the tintinabulum.
No, Charizardus. No, like, this is.
No, don't mess. No, don't.
This is Danny. Like the video, subscribe to the canal, and turn on the tintinabulum and commentarium. What the hell?
Comentaries.
Stop recording.
And
Anyway, guys.
yeah, valete omnes.
We will see you in the next one. And yes, valete discipuli.
Channel message from the fridge.
And valete omnes to the YouTube channels. Anyway, peace, valete, and bye you.